Put that coffee down.
How often do you think that the partner objection is a real objection versus like just something I'm trying to say to fill up the space and hopefully you'll buy it and leave me alone? Like how many people...
It's almost always fake.
Yeah. How many people do you think you've ever pitched to and then they say, well, that sounds great, but I just got to run it past my wife, and they really meant that? Like,
yeah, well, I have a specific process that I take someone through to figure out if that's real.
Okay.
So I go, okay, well, if your wife was here, do you feel like this would be the answer for you? So I sort of reestablish the fact that the program is the answer. Okay, and I go, and what are you going to do if your wife doesn't want you to learn the skills to be able to XYZ so you can XYZ? Mm-hmm. And I go, is this more of a permission conversation or is this an FYI conversation? And they're going to tell me. Mm-hmm. Now, if they say it's permission, I'll then probe a little bit deeper to figure out, is it actually permission? Or what is it? And then I have a process for that because I need to get the wife on the cold end because I can't leave it up to them.
Okay.
Because they're probably shitty at selling.
Okay.
That's probably why they're talking to me. Right? So, like...
Yeah, you're not the person to convince her. Let me convince her.
Yeah, let's get the wife on the cold.
And do you put it as simply as that? Like you actually say to people like, hey, I have convinced you. You're telling me the only thing stopping this is the wife. Let me talk to her instead of you talk to her because me and you can work together as a team. Are you that transparent with people?
Oh, yeah. I'll be like, listen, man, me and you've had a conversation that's gone for like 30 minutes. I go, like, have you had a 30 to 40-minute conversation with your wife about this specifically and, like, all the things that are happening from it, like the cascading of effects that is happening from you not having these skills? And they're like, no, because people don't want to do that. It's very vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
I go, okay, well, let me have that conversation. Let's all get on a call together. Like, let's book it in right now. Do not go in depth into this with your wife because you're going to give her the 40,000 view, and that's not enough. Mm-hmm. She needs to understand the impact that this is having on you professionally and personally. Okay. Right. And if they say this is more of an FYI, then I'll just tie everything up and go, well, if this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and you're going to move forward regardless, how do you want to proceed from here? Because I always leave the door open. Like if I tell you, okay, so do you want to do it? You can say yes or no. Right? Those are your options. If I say, how do you want to proceed from here? You can go, yeah, man, that all sounds really good and makes a lot of sense. I think I just need to go away and think about it. Mm-hmm. Sweet. The conversation continues.
Yeah. And
I just keep going. What would you like to think about? Specifically, just so I can make sure I help you out and give you all the information that you need. I just want to make sure that, it kind of works with my finances. Okay, cool. So is it the upfront amount that we're talking about, or is it going to be like... Or is that what's kind of worrying you? If we were to break that up into more digestible chunks, would that be helpful for you? Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys can do that? Yeah, we can have that conversation. They go, yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so you want me to run you through some payment options? Yes. Okay, so what we typically do for people in your situation is X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Would that be appropriate? Like, does that work within your current budgetary constraints? And then I can tell straight away if it's like that. And if I get hesitation, I'll drop a little bit. You know what I mean? Or extend it out a little bit more. Mm. And then from there, I'll go, okay, so three payments of $5,000, like that would work within your current budget. Like that makes sense. They go, yes. And I go, okay, how do you want to proceed from here? And they go, yeah, man, that all makes total sense. I just really need like 12 hours to think about it. Mm. Perfect. Do you mind if I offer you a different perspective? Right? Or go into some sort of like, then I'll bridge into like, so I've tied up all logistical, like partners tied up, money's tied up. Like we've got agreements that they don't need their partner's permission. They can move forward regardless. And they're going to move forward even if their partner's not on board. And I have a payment plan which works in the budget. All logistics are now tied up. And my presentation phase will lock up ironclad like that this is the right move. And I get them to dig into those points.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.